How we doing?
Well, I can act and say I'm so sleep deprived. I've had no sleep in the last couple of days because I've got a happy, healthy baby who is keeping me up because apparently that's what parents say. But I don't know because this is the past. Coming to you from the past. Apparently, there should be a baby in our life. So.
No, it's so exciting.
I know. But yeah, obviously, baby should be here by now. But you're speaking to Jason from the past, who currently does not have a baby.
Can currently get a lion.
And currently will be lying a lot.
Soak up.
Yeah. But, you know, obviously, we're trying to preempt July as much as we can. Pre-recording a couple episodes because I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be busy.
Mm-hmm. Very busy.
So, doing good.
Good. I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm great.
Still great.
Yeah.
Still 3 kids.
Still 3 kids. No more. There shall never be any more than 3. 3 was a bad choice.
Remember you were like, you said to the photographer yesterday, oh, how many kids you got? And he said 2. And you're like, stop. Just stop.
Okay, it's great in that. Brody's brilliant. It's a lot to handle when there's like 3 of them. So, but no, we're good. Boys are living in the new house. Making a bit of progress with it. Playroom sorted. So the boys are loving that. My office, I'm not really decided what I'm going to do with it yet because obviously the plan is to do a bit more kind of like YouTube stuff. So I'm going to have to like kit it out. We had the IKEA person round and are basically like, we wondered why, and now we realise why, but like when we bought the house, we were kind of like, they don't really have doors on any of the wardrobes. Like, because they're all kind of like built in, you know, section for the wardrobe. And I was kind of like, I wonder why they're not getting doors, but that's fine. We'll just get, go at IKEA. But no, because they're either a combination of like too wide or not wide enough, or too tall or too short. Like they're a combo of that. So it's like we can't just go to IKEA and get like a wardrobe from them because it's not going to fit. So, because I think IKEA stuff only comes in like 2 sizes or something. So that idea's out the window. We're gonna have to get something like custom made, which will be expensive.
I'm not gonna lie, when you told me that you were on the phone to me, I was driving home somewhere. I thought you said I've had the idea person round. And I was like, that's an interesting business. You've had an idea person round. We need to get an idea person round to come to our house. The IKEA person, because you did say like, oh, the IKEA stuff comes in like 2 sizes. And I'm like, so the idea person is just telling you to go IKEA? Great idea.
Money well spent.
You know what you need? IKEA. Yeah. That's what you need. I'm like, oh man.
Well, apparently I can't have IKEA.
What you need is an idea person.
I do.
You need some ideas.
If you're out there and you're in the career path of ideas,
I made a mental note to myself to Google the idea person.
Did you not just think, what are you talking about?
I thought, oh, that seems like a genuine business
Well,
because
that's a plausible
when
career
people
path,
move houses, they need ideas.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And who do you hire?
the idea person. Yeah.
So,
What a guy. What a guy. Or what a girl in this case. But
there's something fun about getting obviously you've got a new office space in your house. I've got a new office space in mine. I've done nothing to it yet. We are going to be remodeling the office to basically make it smaller so that we can get a corridor with more storage for the kitchen.
Yeah.
But once it's kind of done, that's done, I can then go in and just like design the office the way I want it to. So we're gonna like build a cupboard for like all of my camera stuff, and I want to like properly do the walls because I would like to do some YouTube stuff as well, and just make it as YouTubey as possible. But that's kind of exciting because you get to look at inspiration and stuff. And
yeah, I mean, to be honest, my office is probably going to be one of the last things that we do. We just need to get, the main focus is we need to get the cupboards in the boys' bedrooms, the doors and that on, because it just looks messy when everything's on display. And then with the people that we bought the house from, they had like 3 sliding glass doors in their bedroom, which looked totally fine. We would have probably kept them. But then, obviously, when they've been moving out, because it wasn't like this when we viewed it, when they've been moving out, they've obviously smashed one of the panels at the top and the bottom. So we had to take that off because obviously, like, it was like, there wasn't pieces on the floor, but it was like, it was sharp to the touch and obviously Brody and stuff. So we had to take that off. So now we've got we're a door down. And I think they're like, I don't know, it seems like the number on the back's like an old number. So basically, we're going to have to rip them off and get new doors for that as well. And then we're also thinking about getting like a media wall in the kind of kitchen living area to kind of like sink the TV into, and then there's like more storage and stuff. So that'll be a joiner that'll need to come for that as well. So then after all that sorted, I think at that point then we'll get the... But like I'm probably going to rip the carpet up from the office because it's a bit of a pain in the arse with the wheels and the chair.
We've got really thick carpet in thicker than this carpet, and it's...
I'm with that.
like, we like for
riding a horse to get to the other end.
Jean was working in the office with me before her maternity leave, and I had to put cardboard, like one of our cardboard boxes down
just
underneath
so
it so she could roll around on it because it is an absolute nightmare. But I love walking in. It's just like thick carpet. It's really quite nice, and for soundproofing and stuff, it's quite nice. But there's a bunch of videographers we've spoken to who've got great like office setups, and I see it on Instagram all the time.
Yeah, who was that actually that had like a really mint one?
There's loads.
No, I know, but there was like an extra mint one. It was like, oh crap, what's his name?
I know Aaron Kelly's got a great one.
No, it wasn't Aaron. It was, I'm never gonna. God, that's so bad. I can't remember his name. I'll find it. I'll need to ask him because his one, it was like beautiful. It was like all this shelving and that. He had like his monitors here on this side and then the other side. I won't get away with it because my room isn't quite as big as that, but it'd just be nice to have like, I can get a much bigger desk so I can get 2 monitors on because I really need 2 monitors now. Like I'm having to use the iPad as another monitor. It's just not big enough.
I just want to get like a 40-inch widescreen one.
I mean, I could do, but I still feel like I want another.
Can Final Cut go over 2 monitors?
Right.
All right, okay.
Mm-hmm. You can just have the what you're editing on one and have the browser or whatever on the other. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I might take that though and see if that's any better. That one that I've got there because that's an ultra wide.
Yeah.
I think that's like 39 inch or 42 or something. I kind of mind, but I might actually do that today and see if it works out any better. It's just I like the studio display for the connectivity, but it doesn't actually get that bright. It's only like I looked at it, I was like, why is my iPad brighter than this? And it only goes up to like 600 nits. It's quite low. So bad for a £1,500 monitor. Like honestly, if you're out there and you're considering it, I mean, it's a great monitor for like color accuracy and stuff, but yeah, it's not worth £1,500.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm all for spending a bit of money on like having a good monitor, but I mean, I spent like I think it was 350 quid from Amazon for this like random brand of monitor. But 41-inch, it's been absolutely solid for me.
Well, that other one that I've got, the Dell one's meant to be, it's like rated exceptionally high for like color accuracy and stuff. It's just handy because you get like 6 USB-C ports on the back of it or 5 USB-C ports on the back of the studio display, which is helpful. Yeah.
But I mean, look, if you've got any office tips, inspiration,
send them my way.
Send them our way.
No, just me.
Okay, cool.
No, send them in.
No doubt you'll fucking send them to me anyway because I can't get you off the bloody blower. So.
All right, calm down, you. But anyway, today we're not here to talk about gear. We are here to talk about something that a lot of us are using right now.
As an idea person.
As an idea person. Yeah, nice. I see what you've done there. I like it. Yeah, we can give you your own idea person or thing. But a lot of people are using not only just for work, but I guess just like I use it now for a lot of kind of like personal stuff as well. But mainly for work now. And that is ChatGPT.
Yeah, I pretty much have replaced my own mind with. I'm not allowed to make a decision unless I've asked ChatGPT first.
Ran it past Godfrey. Godfrey, what do you think? So if you're wondering why we're saying Godfrey, we named ours Godfrey. We gave him we said we feel like ChatGPT is just a bit impersonal, so we're going to call you Godfrey. He was like, oh, that's nice. Thanks for giving me a name.
I do actually have my own subscription to ChatGPT as well, so I leave my personal stuff
do you?
off that so it doesn't clutter the podcast one.
I should really do that.
But it's like, it's insane. Like even the language it uses now, it's really molded to me, and I don't know how it figured that out. But because I'm writing pretty specific things, I'm not like having a conversation with it, but like it goes really positive and really like, yeah, like, that's like a wicked idea, man. And I'm like,
great idea, Jase.
it'll call me man. Like it was like, oh, great idea, man. I'm like, what? Like, but it doesn't
Always watching.
does not sound
Always
robotic
listening.
at all anymore. It's really
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah.
But there's so many different uses for it. I know, like Aaron Kenny, who we will get on the pod. I'll reach out to Aaron because I think that would be also a good episode to chat about because he's like right into his like AI stuff just now. But there's been so many different use cases for like us as wedding filmmakers that we can utilize it for, and loads probably that pardon me, that we're not aware of right now, you know. So it's really, really good. We use it for the podcast a lot.
We use it a lot for the podcast. Not necessarily to come up like with ideas and things like that, but
person.
I know, right? But once a podcast is done, we can take the transcription from the podcast, we can summarize it, and it just helps us. And it also kind of like reminds us of like key moments in that we can maybe go back to create shorts and things,
reels, and basically like we've just got it set up so that, and I think this is the key with ChatGPT as well, isn't it? It's like give it a prompt, like give it some background before you actually ask it to do something. So that, like a prompt that that we or certainly I use, I think you do as well. Before I'm about to get it to do something, I say I am about to ask you to do X, Y, and Z for me. Please ask me as many questions as you feel necessary to get as much information that you require to give me the best possible answer. Mm-hmm. And then it'll maybe spit like 4 questions at you, and then it'll be like, okay, here you go.
Yeah. Oh no, it's great for that. Like when you want it to dig deeper to fully understand the problem, it can like, okay, tell me more about this, and then once it's got the information, it can then make a calculated, tactical decision about what it's going to spit back out to you. So
yeah,
it's definitely useful for that. But I mean, in this episode, we'll go through a few different ways that we use ChatGPT in business. Potentially, like I used it for something recently that was kind of personal and business. That kind of changed the way that I even do my packages and stuff like that now. So it's super smart as a great utility to just help you make informed decisions, not necessarily run your life, but just a sounding board to
like a wee AI assistant.
Yeah, it is like a staff member now that I pay £20 a month to.
Just cheap labour.
Cheap labour.
But more on that cheap labour after this quick break.
Have you seen Lumix have just announced another new camera, the S12?
Well, you know I have.
This camera is chock full of features that wedding videographers like you are going to love, including 5.1K open gate at 50 frames a second for the first time.
Incredible slow-mo footage at 100 frames a second in 4K.
Best in class image stabilization.
And also a new and improved hybrid phase detect autofocus.
You can get your hands on this camera by loaning it for up to 48 hours. Just visit the Lumix store.
And if you do decide that this is the camera for you, remember to use code TWVP at the Lumix store for 10% off. That's right, 10% off this brand new camera that we believe is the perfect camera for wedding filmmakers. So yeah, we thought it'd be helpful to talk about, I guess some ways that you can use ChatGPT in your wedding film business like we do at the moment. As we talked about earlier, we use it for the podcast. So we will take obviously that transcript and from the podcast and get it to, spit out, some captions from it. And that's obviously like podcast specific. But when it comes to like video calls with your clients, obviously most of the video call platforms like Google Meets and stuff has like an AI transcriber. So it'll like it'll transcribe the meeting for you and then give you like the notes at the end of it. What you can do from that is, because obviously that's a lot of information. Say you're on a call for like half an hour or something, that's a lot of words. So, and there'll be like a lot of fluff in there, just general chit chat. What I do and what we do now is when we have that call with the client, just tell them, are you okay if we just use the AI assistant to take some notes? And then what I'll do is, once I get the show notes, I'll copy that, make sure that there's no kind of like personal information in there, which generally there isn't, based on the conversation. But if there is, just take it out and then put it just for GDPR, because you do need to be wary of that when it comes to feeding that all that data into a third party. But once that's created and I've amended it or whatever, put it into ChatGPT and then just give me a summary of everything that I need to know from this conversation. Give me like the important points that I need to remember, you know, and that could be things like, you know, wants to do like a dress reveal with dad, or, you know, there's a friend of the family that's going to be playing music. And I'll take those notes that ChatGPT then kind of breaks down for me and put that into my note section in Studio Ninja. It's just a really, really easy way to kind of just make sure everything's covered, because there can be a lot on there sometimes. And I know, like, for a fact, you know, that, I mean, your one, for instance, that you're the Edgar Wright one, if you'd done that for that one, that was one where Jase had a call with a client and they'd said for their teaser, they wanted it to be like a Shaun of the Dead kind of style. If Jason had done this by transcribing the call and then putting that into his notes into Studio Ninja, he would have probably remembered, and it would have meant that he wouldn't have to do a teaser twice. Mm-hmm. So it's really, really handy for like that. And that's just a basic, you know, just give me a summary and, you know, tell me.
Yeah, it's just a great, because sometimes, I mean, that couple booked me 2 years before their wedding.
Well, there you go.
So, I mean, it was even probably before ChatGPT was even a thing. But for me to remember that call, like, and I did sort of write notes and stuff, but like, you should see my notebook when I'm on a call. It's just like unlegible at all. You cannot understand. Like, there's just words sometimes. So I'm trying to remember, like, 2 years after, like, what does that actually mean? You know? So but this just takes you back to that call, just to give you a good reminder. That's a great, you know, ability to warm up before you have a final call. You can bring up things like, all right, remember when we spoke about this, like, what are your thoughts and feelings towards that now? It means that, you know, they're going to get the impression that you really listened in that call, you're really prepared, and, you know, that they matter more to you as well. So it's definitely useful for that.
Totally. You know, and there can be mention of like pet names on the call and stuff like that. Again, you can just you can ask it. You can also like prompt it as well to say, like, when I send you a file that's a transcription of a call with me with a client, can you make sure that if for instance pets' names are mentioned, that they're logged, as well as any other information that you feel like I need, because it might it might think that's just trivial information.
Yeah.
But for us, obviously, it's quite pivotal, because sometimes, obviously, the pets will be at the, sometimes, I mean, I'm yet to have a cat at a wedding, but, you know, I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
It's coming.
But, you know, dogs are quite often at the weddings, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's another little nicety that you can be like, oh, hey, Daisy, how are you? You know, kind of thing. Like, so that's one thing that you can use it for.
Yeah, if you're using Google Meets, obviously you've got it built in with the AI transcriber. If you're using Zoom, ways to take that is obviously ask them if it's okay to record the call, and then it'll give you the video file of that. Free ways to get transcription from that. If you're using Adobe Premiere Pro, you can put it in there and get the transcript, and save it as like a CSV file, transfer that to Word, and then you can put that into ChatGPT.
Already sounds like far too much work. Just use Google Meets.
Google Meets would be better, and it's free.
It's free.
So
and it's fine.
It
does the job.
Does the job just fine. But you know, some people like to do it the hard way, like me.
He's still on Zoom.
Yeah, they actually just took their yearly payment out, and I'm like, okay.
How much is it?
120 quid.
Oh, fuck, Jason. Honestly.
I know.
Right. Okay. Well, moving on. So another way that you can use it is quite often, or I've not actually done it for this, but I was thinking about doing it, which was, again, feeding it the ceremony and speeches transcription to then give me a more personalized caption for Instagram. Because sometimes I kind of feel like I'm kind of just saying the same stuff on the captions all the time.
Yeah.
like, oh, it was a beautiful day or whatever, and it was. It's just I feel it's just getting a little bit repetitive, and I would like to have something just that's maybe just a little bit more personal when it comes to like the show notes, or not the show notes, sorry, the captions that maybe I use on like Instagram and stuff. Whilst also being like SEO worthy as well, because you can add that and you can say, you know, I'm gonna, again with the pre-prompts, I'm gonna feed you this. Can you, the whatever you give back to me, can you make sure that it's, you know, it's quite SEO friendly or whatever. So that's one thing actually I'm going to try. I'll report back is by like feeding it the ceremony and feeding it the speeches transcription, and create me a more personalized Instagram kind of caption.
Yeah, something we've seen another videographer do is they create blog posts on their website, and they did that. So they feed the ceremony and the speeches into it, and then it gets them to write a blog post. Again, making it SEO friendly to the venue, to the county that they're in, to maybe certain specific suppliers that are there. And it quickly writes a blog post for them too. So if that's something you want to do to boost your SEO on your website, this can help you do that. Now, obviously, it's going to spit out something for you, but it'd be good for you to go in and kind of tweak that and then run it through again just to make sure that there's no like spelling errors and stuff like that.
Yeah. One thing I would say as well is always double check it, because sometimes it doesn't, especially with like data, for some reason, it doesn't always give you the right numbers.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal.
Yeah.
Because there's been quite a few times where we've fed it stuff for like the pod, and it spat out a really weird number, and I'm like, that doesn't look right. And then I'll say, are you sure that's right? And it's like, oh, actually, you're correct.
Yeah, good spot there.
Yeah, well done. Well done for checking. Was just testing you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a drink that day.
Yeah, sometimes it does just spit out random things, and I'm like, that never happened.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, good find. This is the more accurate version for you. So I don't know where it's thinking.
Is it more accurate though,
Yeah,
Godfrey?
I know,
Is it?
I know. So it's not perfect, but like, yeah, don't just take what it's given you.
Yeah.
Like it's
Always double check it.
Always double check.
Always double check it. So you can use it for like captions on Instagram, because for me, like, I don't know about you, but like, see, doing a Instagram post, it takes like 20-30 minutes. Yeah. You have to, like, by the time you've tagged everybody, which is actually something that I use it for when it comes to the tags. So in my Studio Ninja questionnaire, I ask the client to put in, and I give them like you know how you can have the placeholder text, and I'll be like, I have it kind of pre-written out as to like how I want it written. So I'll have it like, you know, photographer dash at, you know, whatever, or like venue at, you know, Dunglass or whatever, Dunglass State or whatever. And then it means that I can just copy it straight to my Instagram post. But then when it comes to like tagging for the story, I don't always want the venue dash bit in. Like, I just want the ats, because otherwise it's too much writing when I do it like a story post. So then what I do is I'll copy that text that I've got and put it in ChatGPT, and I'll just be like, just leave the ats.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't just copy just the ats, because it'll take all the lines out. So then it just leaves me just the ats, so that I can just quickly bang put that into the story and then just tag everything. And it honestly, that one thing alone has probably saved me, I don't know, anything, maybe about 5-10 minutes per post, and obviously that adds up over the course of a year.
Yeah.
So that was just a little thing that I now do. That's just part of my workflow now.
Mm-hmm.
Like every single time, you probably see it all the time,
Yeah.
because I'm using the pod one. Just because I've got the app on my desktop, so it's like I don't want to log in and log out every time.
Yeah. And let's be fair, because I'm mostly logged into mine.
Are you?
So I only log into the podcast one when I need to do
Show notes and stuff.
show notes. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, that's fine.
yeah. So you never see any, but because I do something similar. Like I kind of go between, you know, the transcript of the wedding, or I'll just write something in my own words. That's like, right, this is the core information. Beef this out into 3 paragraphs, being SEO friendly, and then it will just give me something that's just more an extension as to what I said. Like, I don't really need to think too much about like being, you know, a wordsmith. Like, it can beef that out for me. So that's kind of my process when I'm doing it. But in terms of the tags, like, I haven't got my forms set up in the way you do. I've got them all in individual boxes, so I kind of need to go in and like copy them all
I don't do
individually.
that. It's just easy, because you can just copy paste done. It's so simple.
Yeah,
like,
that is easier.
it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Like, Just show them what format you want it in, and it's literally just a copy and paste. Because for me, for my actual Instagram post, that's how I do my Instagram post, is like venue dash at or whatever. But if you don't do that, you can also, say you use emojis, you can copy that text, which will be like venue dash or whatever, and I can just say replace things like venue dash with emojis. Boom, does it.
Yeah.
And it'll have like the wee castle for like the venue, it'll have, photographer, it'll be a camera, makeup artist, it'll be, whatever. And there'll be like different emojis. I've done that a couple of times. For me, I didn't personally, I don't know, I didn't really gel with it, but for some folk, I see some people do it now.
Yeah.
So that would again just be like, instead of having to search through all the different emojis and put it down, it's just, these are just little like in the life kind of like hacks that will over time save you quite a bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's obviously, when you're creating posts, but maybe you're looking for some inspiration for what to post. So you can literally, if you're thinking, oh, I need someone like to help me with this, like publishing content on Instagram is something that everyone kind of struggles with. Like, I need some ideas. You can actually ask ChatGPT to go, right, I've got a month coming up and I'd like to post twice a week. So I need content for each of these. And you could say, like, I filmed a bunch of stuff like this. What do you think would be good for me to share on Instagram? And then what content would you need from me to be able to post that? And I've done this a few times where like I want a carousel with like 5 to 10 posts. I've not actually gone through with it, but I'm looking for inspiration sometimes. So like I'm looking for something to post where I can give brides guidance on what to expect in the morning. Give me 10 carousel posts like that I can put on each carousel. And it comes out. This stuff is great. I've got it all saved in my notes for when I'm going to be doing a content batch. It's a great place for you to find inspiration from as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't have to like take everything that it says. Again, because a lot of it can be, it's still quite Americanized.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So like it's not, I give it into trouble sometimes. I'm like,
yeah.
When I spot it, it'll like add in a rogue Z for like realize or something. And I'm like, or Z. I even say that there's ZZ. It'll add in a random Z and then I'll be like, Godfrey. Nah.
Nope.
Nah, not good.
We are in
not
the
good.
UK.
Oh, like, do you remember where I'm based, Godfrey? He's like, sorry, Daddy.
Yours is proper timid and mine is empowered. It's like
Bad Godfrey.
I mean, that was great, but actually, could we just do this instead?
No, I have manners as an example. Like, thanks, Godfrey, and you're like, you're welcome, Danny.
I say you're the best sometimes.
Do you?
You're the best. Thanks so much.
In the hope that when they actually turn out, robots don't come and find you.
But did you see that article?
Yeah, they're raging. Just stop saying please and thank you. 'Cause we're too polite.
Still delivering your wedding films by USB?
Ew.
We use VidFlow, the sleekest platform for delivering your wedding films. It makes your couples feel like they've got their own private Netflix.
Plus, with their white labeling service, you can customize everything from the branding to the custom domain, so you can make it super personal.
Want to wow your clients? Use the code TWVP10 to get 10% off all pro plans, including white labeling service.
Head on over to vidflow.co today and level up your wedding film delivery experience.
Let's talk about backlog.
Woo!
Editing piles up fast and is overwhelming.
That's why we use bridengroom.video, a wedding editing company that delivers stunning wedding films faster without compromising on quality.
If you're looking for an editor that's going to match your unique style so it feels like you've made them, you've found them.
Use code TWVP75 at checkout to get £75 off your first order and try out their service.
Clear your backlog and grow your business. Try bridengroom.video today.
Hasta la vista, backlog.
Yeah, so look, it's pretty much anything you could ask it is going to give you some answers. So if you just want to
marketing plan, essentially,
yeah,
like, that's what that is like. So you can ask it like, create a marketing plan for me for the next like couple of months or 6 months or whatever. I've done that before. Like some of the stuff is a bit okay, but you can just take bits from it and take it as inspiration, like you said, and implement it into your business, and it will definitely have an effect, because it just takes the brain power out of, because we're so busy anyway. You know, it's the middle of wedding season. You are swamped. You've got backlog behind you. You've got weddings coming up. You've got family. You've got moves. You've got new baby coming. You know, we all lead really, really busy lives. So just having another thing to think about, which is a lot of the time is the one thing that gets left when it comes to like running your business, and it's marketing for your actual business. That if you can bring ChatGPT in to take a bit of the mental load off you with that, it's amazing for stuff like that.
Even like going into your, you know, if you've got a CRM and you've got like automatic replies and stuff, like I can send it what I would say, imagine you're a couple who have just inquired with me. You've already been interested in my website. Here's my website, and you've inquired. What would be a good response from me to keep them interested? What information should I give them at this point? What should be the next steps? And I can kind of go into as much detail as I want with it to kind of tell me what sort of things to include. And it'll rate my responses and things and tell me kind of, right, you might lose interest here. You might need a bit more emphasis on this bit. And it can really like collaborate with it on getting, you know, like all of your communication up to scratch.
Basically, just get it to critique your responses, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, I think I've done it. I've just went, have a wee read through this, and then I'll be like, oh, I'd maybe change this wee bit or that wee bit, you know, a little bit longer or whatever. And it's helpful. It's just good to get, like, another set of, you know, AI eyes on your workflow. Like, you could ask it, like, what would be a good workflow here? Based on this is what I have just now. For instance, like in Studio Ninja, you can have a workflow set up. Like you could ask it, you know, is there anything I'm missing here? Again, feel free to ask me any questions, because what it'll do is if you just send it a question, is there anything I should think of? It will just spit back stuff at you without maybe having the context of what you actually need. Which is why it's always really good to give it a prompt to say, I'm about to ask you this. Ask me as many questions as you feel like you need to fully understand, you know, the task that I've given you or whatever.
Yeah, it's so good for if you ever have any sort of doubt and you don't like if you're working by yourself, like you don't really have many people to bounce ideas off. It's not going to absolutely take over your business in terms of like, you know, you should do everything with this. But if there's something you just want someone proofread or need a second opinion on something, it's pretty good at understanding how people work, because essentially if you think about it, it's an engine that so many people who are thinking like you have fed into, so it's got so much advice from, you know, what the world is thinking and able to give you. So it's definitely a good resource to be able to lean into for things like that. I used it recently. You know, once I moved my house, my costs and everything went up. And I was just fascinated one morning. I think it was probably a morning I was procrastinating, to be fair. And this wasn't necessarily just a business use, but it was more of a personal use as well. I did a spreadsheet with all of my finances, all of the bills that I had coming out every single month, all of the bills on our joint account, the expenses that my business needs to make every single month. So I had all my expenses, and I, you know, in the spreadsheet, sent that into ChatGPT and said, look, break this down into what my monthly outgoings are, what my absolute mandatories are, and maybe things that I can save on, because it wasn't like I color coded it for like, this is absolutely things, and these are things that, you know, are, you know, Netflix and things like that. And I kind of broke that down, and then I asked it from that, these are my packages. These are the prices of those packages, and these are how many of those packages have been booked in the year. And I said, break this down for me, what a typical year should look like, what I should be, you know, improving, if there's any sort of adjustments you would make to this based on the fact that I want to do 30 weddings a year or 40 weddings a year. So I asked the information like that, and it gave me back like a kind of structured what you should be aiming for. And I was actually surprised, because I thought my number was a lot higher than what I needed. But it told me that I could actually, if I wanted to make the minimum, I could drop the value of my packages and do this many weddings if I want. Or, you know, if I wanted to do like 5 more weddings a year, I could drop it by a certain amount. And I was just looking at it, and then I said, okay, I'd actually be interested in this a la carte option. These are all the things I would offer based on what my packages include just now. Give me suggestions of what you would charge for this, to kind of based on the fact that I think the average of people will book these things. And it just broke down all of my packages and what I should offer and gave me ideas of other things I could actually add on as well with price suggestions. And then told me exactly how many of those I would need to hit my minimum number. So it was just like a sitting down like a team member, like, okay, this is the team meeting for Afterglow. What should I be doing? And based off that, I kind of restructured everything. And then using that information, it got it to rewrite my my brochure in a way that explained everything that was going on with that. So again, just thinking about the business, it was a really fascinating morning I spent with ChatGPT, just going through all my expenses and understanding what my business needs to make in order for me to fulfill everything I need in my life. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's it's like having a little business consultant.
Yeah, it was just like a team meeting in the morning. It was really, really interesting. So I'm just so fascinated that anything that comes to your mind, you can, you don't necessarily need to, you should always talk to people because socializing is great. But sometimes you just want to hash stuff out with someone.
Yeah, exactly.
And
just get some ideas going.
Yeah, that was it.
I mean, I did get it to pull together a wedding film story. So again, fed it the transcription of the ceremony speeches, and I said, based on this, create me a story for a 5-minute film. And it done okay. There were bits in there because it doesn't really have the context. So I figured if I was to do it again, I would give it again a prompt to say, you have no idea about what shots I've captured, so don't suggest what shot goes where. Because it was it would give this piece of dialogue, and it would say, mix this with some whimsical shots of the bride and groom running off into the valley and all that. And I'm like, mate, this was in Edinburgh City Centre. There is no valley.
Yeah.
But the actual story that I pulled out from the audio, it was good, because I was at the time as well, I was kind of I was struggling a little bit with it just because the speeches were not, I mean, we've talked about it in another pod, but speeches weren't amazing because not everybody's great at public speaking. And I was kind of I'm not really too sure on how to start it. And there was bits that I kind of took from it, but yeah, for the most part, it done a okay job.
Yeah.
It's not gonna win any awards for storytelling, but it was good enough to kind of give me something to work with, So yeah, so that I used it for that. And I think it'll get better over time. It definitely struggles with the Scottish accent. Just all the transcribers struggle with the Scottish accent, and you get some weird and wonderful things. Even with the Instagram one, I don't know what I'd said. Folk started messaging me with the Instagram story captions, and apparently I'd said my wife was in boxes, but I'd actually my life is in boxes. Yeah. It's just Instagram just getting a confession out of me.
Yeah, my wife is in boxes.
My wife is in boxes.
Yeah, there is always a risk when it comes to that. The more you do that, if you rely on that, you kind of forget how to do things yourself. Or the desire, not forget, but the desire to sit down and construct something when you could just click a button.
It makes people lazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, so there is always a risk with that, and that's the thing with AI. It's there to help you, but if it's affecting your product, affecting what makes you and your product unique, then rely on it less.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, you could even just do it if you're not sure on where to start the story. You could ask it, say, where do you think would be a good place to start the story here of the film? But
actually, I've forgotten something. I used ChatGPT the other day to create a LUT for me.
Did you?
And it made it.
What, and is it good?
Yep.
How'd you do it?
I took a screenshot of what I wanted after I converted it to Rec 709, right? And then took a screenshot, posted that in saying, look, I'm looking for a summery, warm vibe to this. Give it a few more instructions. It took the picture, said, is this what you're after? Sent me a JPEG. And I'm like, yes. And then it created a cube LUT. It created a file for me. I also then got it to make it a VHS overlay for me.
No.
Yes.
Actual.
And it gave me a 3-second clip that I could loop. It can generate files.
Wow.
It can generate pictures, it can generate videos, it can generate LUTs. It can actually do all of that.
Oh, well. It was fun doing wedding films.
It's so funny, right? Because I paid £8 for a Wes Anderson lot. And then after I found out that you could do this, I saw it on a.
See, this is also but this is like the ethical thing of it as well, isn't it? It's because it's copying. All it's doing is just copying what's on.
No, a lot is just sliders. No one owns the copyright to that.
No, I know. I'm not saying that they do. I'm just saying it's like, it's like because it's taken. It's kind of taking the job that you don't want it to take, in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, AI. Look, if you work in the creative industry, AI is definitely the biggest threat to your job, like because it can do all of that. But I basically for the Wes Anderson one, I said, "Are you familiar with Wes Anderson's coloring style?" And it's yes, it's usually this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, I would like you to turn this picture into something that was filmed with Wes Anderson, and it gave me a JPEG. I'm like, perfect. Send me that that lot, and it spent a little time processing it. It popped it out,
and it's good.
Yeah,
the one you used.
I mean, I didn't use it for my Wes Anderson film, but I saw what it was, and I'm like, well, that's good. But the actually, you've not even seen the film that I used this lot for, but I used this lot for a VHS style. I wanted it to make it really, essentially, make it look like it was shot in the 90s. And
I did see that one. You sent me it. Is that the one with the...
Oh, I did send you it. Yeah, cool. So I thought it was good enough for that.
That?
Yeah, that was one it generated, but I've not actually published one, but I will
That's
be.
impressive.
Yeah, when it popped out, I'm like, you're kidding me on. It actually creates lots.
Wow.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg gig. So that's why I was like, the VHS overlay as well, it created that.
Send out all the footage, make me a wedding film.
It's, that's where it could go. But if you want an asset, like a flare or something, it's not always perfect. Like you have to kind of be, like I said, I wanted the title to be like kind of an old rainbow VHS thing, like that. And that was too much for it.
Yeah.
But it gave me ideas on how I could do that myself. So
Amazing.
yeah, interesting.
Very interesting.
Tip of the iceberg.
Well, yeah, as Jay said, get in touch with us if you've got if you use it just now and you're like, I use this, it's great. Drop us a DM, drop us a voice note, and yeah, we'd love to hear how you're using it in your business.
Yeah, please let us know because this stuff is fascinating.
Well, that's been that Wedding Videographer podcast. I've been Danny.
I've been Jase.
See you next week.
See ya.